Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're making laundry detergent. I just had VIPs come and stay with us this past 9 days, which is why I'm late on my video, so I must apologize for that. But with guests comes a lot of laundry, so I need to make more laundry soap. This laundry soap, I get all of my things on Amazon. For your measuring, I only use 1/8 of a cup. 1/8 of a cup for a regular size load of laundry. I'll bring this into the camera. Or if you're stinky and it's very dirty, you can add 1/4 of a cup. So I need to fill this today with my homemade laundry detergent, and what I need are 3 bars of the Fels-Naptha. I need 1 box of the washing soda, which you can sometimes get on the shelves at regular stores, and I need 1 box of Borax. So the first thing we do is we get a big bowl and we get a cheese grater. Now this one I have separate from my home cheese grater because I do not want a taste of the Fels-Naptha soap in my cheese. So this is solely for making laundry detergent, and I put it far, far away from my kitchen one. So we start first by grating our bars of soap. Now, like I said, there's 3 bars that you need to grate here. And it doesn't take very long. But through the magic of pause and play, I will come back to you when all 3 of them are grated, and we'll move on from there. Here's a proper tip for you. Around the outside of the Fels-Naptha is a thicker ring. I recommend that you grate this first, because if you don't, at the end of the bar, you'll end up getting these big chunks that you don't want to get your fingers near the grater with, because they're not big enough to grate, and they're just too small to grate. So I pick out the big pieces, but I have since learned that take off the outside first, and you won't have as many of those as you think you have. Okay? Back to grating. And we are back. We are fully grated. I am just getting the leftovers out of my grater here. Put that aside. Everything seems to have flown around the bowl, so I'm just gonna clean that up a little bit. Okay, so this is what 3 bars look like. Now, you don't have to do it this way, but this is how I do it. I do it in sections so it's easier to mix. Now I'm gonna put a glove on because I don't like the way one of these things makes my hands feel. It just makes it feel all silky, and then I feel like I have a film on it all day, so I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna take 2 handfuls, 3 handfuls in my little thing, big thing. I got it from Hobby Lobby. It came with a really nice lid, although I really want to get a gasket for it because my laundry room is outside on the back porch. It's enclosed, don't worry, I'm not a bumpkin, but I like it there because then the heat doesn't come in the house when it's summertime. Hobby Lobby has some really cute things, and now that I don't work at the other place, I can fully promote Hobby Lobby. I did work for Hobby Lobby. I was a store setter, set up a store, and got hired full-time, but I tore my meniscus doing that, and I didn't have health insurance, so I wasn't diagnosed for about 1.5 years. So I never got to use my 30% discount for Hobby Lobby employees, which is really sad. And I would love to work for them, but I can't walk around a floor like that for 8 hours a day. But I do like everything they stand for, and it was fun working for them. I'm gonna turn off my fan here because it'll blow on me. I'm gonna take some of my washing soda and put a little bit of that in. And my borax, put a little bit of that in. And I'm just gonna keep layering it because it's just easier to mix that way. Ooh, we've got some, just easier to mix that way. Because if you put it all in, then your chances of having your layers, you don't want layers, you want it all mixed in very well. So this is how I do it. I mean, you do you, boo. You know, everybody has their own way to do it. Okay, this is the last of my grated soap. Put that aside. Put the last of my washing soda in. Make sure you get it all. And you'll feel grit all over the place because these things have gotten to the air. If you want to be really safe, you can wear safety goggles and a mask so you don't breathe this stuff in, but I figure it's no worse than smoking for 40 years. Then I take my big spoon and I get in there and I stir it around. And then I'll find that this big spoon just isn't enough, so I have to get in there with my hand. Again, you do you. This is just how I figured out how to do it. I get all the way to the bottom and I just shush it around. Now, there are a lot of different recipes out there for homemade laundry detergent, and you can pick yours. You can add a tub of OxyClean to this. That would really boost your cleaning power too. This is good for regular washers. I don't know about those high-test spinny doos that have the gaskets on the front. I mean, I would have to look that up. But I don't like those washers because they stink and they make your clothes stink. That's what I found with the ones I had. So I just use a regular old-fashioned with the drum and the thing in the middle because I like that. An agitator, I think that's what it's called. But you can tailor this to your family. My skin is very sensitive, and since I've been using this, I can smell people that use regular detergent, laundry detergent, that is, and it's like there's too much scent in a regular laundry detergent now for me. I can't stand it. It's hard for me to walk through the laundry aisle because it's just too much scent, and I found that with a lot of things once I stopped buying what the world buys. And deodorants, same way. I can't stand the smelly deodorants. Some soaps. I do want to learn how to make soaps. However, I am kind of afraid of that whole scientific mixture thing and the fumes and everything. And I know I can do it outside, but I just haven't pulled that one yet. I have a lot of other things that I want to do. So, like I said, you can tailor this to your family's needs. If I was doing like the all free and clear because it didn't have all that junk in it, but that stuff's expensive, and I forget what I paid for all this. I'll try and link it below in the description how much I paid for it all. And normally I do it times 2. I do 2 borax, 2 washing sodas, because it's a washing soda, it's not baking soda, and borax. And each recipe has 3. You need 3 of these. These bars used to be bigger. Everything used to be bigger. And I haven't really done the math to come down from that. I'm just using the 3 and, the boxes. So, like I said, I will link below how much all this stuff costs. But this, I know a double recipe of this lasted me about 6 months. And there's 2 of us, but we have a lot of laundry because we have the dog and the cat who inevitably will throw up on something soft because, 95% of our floors are hardwood, but he has to find, that 5% that's carpet and throw up on that. So I gotta, put it in the washer. So that is our video today. I am sorry it took me 3 weeks. Like I said, I had some VIPs in, and they made a lot of laundry, which is fine, but I needed to renew, and you can see how big this jar is. So times 2 fills this jar. And I do have enough to do, almost enough to do. I had to get the Fels-Naptha bars, and then I can do my second part of the recipe. Face is red, got sunburn. I do not wear sunscreen. I cover up. I had a hat on, I had a towel on, I had, you know, everything was covered. And what gets me every time is the sun bouncing off the sand, and I always forget about that. So that's why we so red. We so red, and we're so hot because, you know, that face is hot. The fan's back on, you can hear that. Thank you again for coming along with me and seeing another simple thing that you can do to make yourself a little more healthy. I really appreciate your views. Never stop learning, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.